everybody, it's the King back here with another video, and today, guys, we are back with some more war robots. Now, really quickly, guys, quick disclaimer, in today's video, we are going to be going over the robots, all the robots available in the game, and my opinion on them. Now, there's two things you guys need to keep in mind. I haven't been playing this game for like over 4 weeks, so there are a couple robots I've never played or never even seen before out in the field. However, there is also a benefit to me doing this video. There's two benefits. The first one is that I've had to make a free account, right? And bring it up to level 30 and bring it up to gold 1. I'm almost in I've almost passed gold 1 actually. If I bring up my stats here, yeah, I've almost passed gold 1. So I mean, obviously I'm doing something right? So I know what robots are okay to keep around, what are just will not help you whatsoever, and I've also been playing this game for a decent amount of time, enough to be able to tell you what robots pure suck, okay? Now, for the robots I've never seen before or never played, I will just tell you guys I don't know, and we'll move on. But let's start out, we're gonna start with this line. So the Kozak is the first robot you get, right? It's the first robot you get, but it doesn't mean it's good whatsoever. I mean, it's really not. Like, you should really replace this thing the moment you get anything else. Like, it has 40,000 HP and 44 kilometers per hour. So, its speed is good, but even the Gala Han is better, and it's just not... I mean, the Gareth, sorry, is better. And, Kozak is just, yeah... Kozak is good for early game. When you're first starting off the game, like, almost everybody's using the same bots, so you can't really tell what bots are good. However, Kozak is only good when you're starting out very, very early, like maybe the first day, maybe first 2-3 days. Nothing more than that. Like, you should really try to replace him with one of the better bots as soon as possible. You make silver pretty quickly in this game. For example, I already have 44,000 silver. I was at like 20 or 30,000 or something like that the last time I made a video, which was like 2 days ago. So like, I made that much amount of silver in a day and a half, maybe 2 days. So yeah, Kozak, not bad for starting out. However, try to replace him as quick as possible. Same thing with the Desetier, however the hell you pronounce this thing. This is the second robot you get. So because it's the second robot you get, it's obviously trash compared to every other robot in the game. I mean, this is the first chance you get to equip a 2 light weapons onto anything, and I mean, again, like I said, this is only really useful for to be very, very early game. You should try to replace it as quick as possible. Something that has more HP, something that has more speed. Just try to replace it as quick as possible with a robot that'll actually be able to help you later on. Also, guys, I try not to upgrade robots that I know I'm never going to use in the future, so that's the whole reason every one of my robots is at level 7, other than the ones I know for certain I will switch out, like, super quickly. So, for example, my Griffin is only level 5, that's because I'm going to switch it out with an Outjun. Once I get that Outjun, I'm going to first get that Outjun to level 7, and then get its weapons to level 7, and then I'm probably going to bring it up to level 10. Just because Outjun is I'm going to use Outjun for the rest of my time playing on this account forever. Like, even if it gets another nerf, it's still better than anything I have in my roster currently. So, don't try to upgrade things you're never going to use. I've never used the Gepard. However, from what I've seen, this thing is not a bad beacon runner. It has 48,000 HP, so it's not bad. It has 58 kilometers, so it's very fast. It has 3 light weapons, which again, I've never used this bot. However, I would assume that it's okay to use, just because of how fast it is and how much HP it has. I think it has better than the not better. It has better speed than the Gareth. I think it has just slightly less HP. GL Patchen is the first real bot you get. Okay, now, I mean, this is the first bot I used. Sorry, not the first bot, obviously, but the first one that I started to, like, experiment different weapon builds with, and different, like, formations, how I wanted to play him. This is your first real robot, okay? The GL pattern is, like, the robot you get that, sets the standard for all the other robots in the game, right? This is your first experience with an actual mech. All the others were, like, basically test pilots, is how bad they are compared to GL Pattern, right? Like, this is the first robot I remember, like, experimenting with and getting to level 6, I think, and, like, just having fun with. So, Gareth, again, oh, wow, damn, wait, what? Damn. Okay, never mind. Gepard is 100% better than Gareth. It even has more base HP. The thing that like makes people use Gareth is they usually give it a rocket launcher build and give it a shield. I don't like the rocket launcher build. It doesn't deal enough sustained damage. However, if we're going to be honest, Gareth isn't really gonna stick around for much anyway. It dies very fast, especially in the higher leagues. You want to switch out Gareth with something that with a better beacon runner. For example, after I'm done building Aljun, I'm going to be building the Loki, which is a very, very good robot. I mean, if you can get yourselves a Loki, go for it. Loki is amazing, a beacon runner. Not only beacon runner, but also, depending on the weapons you put on him, he can deal insane amounts of damage. So yeah, Gareth, you're gonna get him as a beacon runner early on. And you're probably going to stick with him for a little while. Like, for example, all my robots are slow in my hangar, which is why I still have a level 5 Gareth on my team. Because it's the only robot with even decently slightly decent speed. So it's the only reason I have the Gareth on my team to grab beacons. I mean, he sucks for everything else. And I mean everything else. He just does not have enough HP. Stalker is really good. If you guys have a Stalker, use it instead of the Gareth. 100% use it instead of the Gareth. Its stealth ability basically makes it so you can't lock onto your to it, and because of that, your enemies can still fire. However, their weapons won't be aimed at you. They're supposed to be aimed straight level. So for example, if you guys see how like his weapons are aimed at like head level, when you're targeting a person, your guns will aim down or up or sideways to target that person with you, right? And make it like firing it, or start firing at it. However, if your enemy is at stealth, your weapons will go back to this position, straight ahead, right? So for example, if you're just holding down the fire button and there's a Stalker invisible and he's like standing out of your not directly in front of your gun isn't gonna move slightly to aim at it because it can't lock onto it. Which is why a Stalker is really good. Not only does it's just better than the Gareth overall. Like, it has more base HP, has more base speed, it has max speed actually at level 1, which is insane. Stalker is a good robot if you can get your hands on it. However, probably an unpopular opinion, I personally wouldn't spend gold on getting myself a Stalker. If I got myself a Stalker, that'd be amazing early game. However, gold is a very valuable resource, especially early on. There's a lot of weapons you need to buy with it. For example, you need yourself an Avenger later on in the game, bro. You need yourself at least one Avenger, okay? No matter who you're gonna put it on, Avenger is just overall a solid weapon. The nerf makes it a little bit less solid. However, even still, it is still a pretty decent weapon, okay? It's not that bad. It is a lot more effective at longer range because of the nerf. However, it's not that bad. The Jessie, again, this is a robot I've never used. However, I have seen this robot before deal some okay damage, but it's probably not going to deal any okay damage with this setup, right? You're going to need to switch it out. You probably want something that's a quick fire weapon, so something that like uses all of its attacks really quickly and then reloads. Takes a little while to reload. So I'm thinking something like the Zeus or like maybe Ballista. Now, obviously, those aren't light weapons. However, if you want something with a similar fire style in light form, because this is like an okay thing, but the Pintas don't deal enough damage, so you're not gonna deal enough damage with this. Again, I've never played Valbot before, so maybe everything I said was just wrong outright, but it's okay. The Bolt. So the Bolt is the first level dash bot, okay? I'm pretty sure it only has one charge. Yeah, it only has one charge, okay? So it can only use its dash ability once before it starts to reload its dash ability. I would go with the Stalker over the Bolt. The Bolt probably does more damage, and I think it has slightly higher HP. Let's check. Yes, it has slightly higher HP. However, I would still like the Stalker more. Now, the dash will definitely make you faster than the Stalker when you first start off. Like, if you use your dash immediately first, and there's two robots in the starting line, the Bolt will get ahead. However, I would not be surprised if the Stalker would be able to catch up, which is not really that surprising. Again, the Bolt is like a weaker version of the Stalker. However, it is better in terms of damage. So, if you want a beacon runner that can deal more damage, go for the Bolt. However, if you want something that's a little bit more defensive-minded, go for the Stalker. I've never even seen this robot before. I have no comment. I've never seen this robot before. I guess it's okay because it has jump, so it's like the Griffin, except it has less weapon slots than the Griffin. So again, I've never used this robot before. I can't really comment on it, so we're gonna move on. I've never even seen this robot before either. I didn't even know this robot existed until I started making this video. I don't even know what this robot is. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess it's okay. It has a heavy weapon and 2 lights, so it can't be that bad. It's basically a weaker version of the Leo. I mean, in my opinion, that I've never used this before. Natasha is actually a really good bot. Every person who is trying to make it up in the leagues and is using a free account will have at least a singular, maybe 2 Natashas in their lineup, okay? Natasha is a really versatile bot. It has 2 heavy slots and 2 light slots, which makes it very deadly if you can get some good weapons on it. I mean, for example, I eventually want to get 2 Avengers and then 2 Cryos and put them on the Natasha. I'm not going to be able to get that for a while just because the Avenger I have currently is going to move over to my Jun, and then the Cryo is probably going to move over to my Loki once I start building him. So, like, my Natasha is going to probably have 0 weapons for a little while. However, if you guys are planning on getting yourself a Natasha, you 100% should. It is a little pricey at 1.7 million. Especially early game that is. I mean, like, later on I could buy like 44 million of these. I'm like, I'm now obviously now 44 million. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. However, I could buy a lot of these and still have money left over probably. So yes, Natasha is very good early game and in the last few late game too, if you can give it good weapons. So, the Gala Han, basically the better, Gala Han, Gareth, sorry, it's basically the better Gareth. Its shield is much bigger, so it can block a lot more damage. It has more HP, it's slower, however, it does much more damage, and it's not as bad as the Gareth, because this Galahad actually has already 70,000 HP, so when its shield goes down, you don't die immediately. You will still die pretty fast, but you have a couple seconds left to, like, fire, unlike the Gareth. The moment your shield goes down, you're dead, and even if you have your shield up, you're probably still being hit. So because this shield is just bigger overall and just better, you can definitely use the Gala Han. It's not bad for a starting robot. It is gold based, so again, I wouldn't spend gold early on or even late game. Like, I'm saving my gold on bots, so I mean, probably wouldn't spend gold on this. However, if you want to, you definitely should. It's not a bad robot, and it will be worth your investment, hopefully. Now, the dock. Okay, so the dock is actually a good robot, right? It has medium slots, and it has a quick fire thing. Now, when it comes to medium weapons, right, like, let me just move over here to, the shop really quickly, so I can show, my bad, I clicked one too many backspaces, but basically, the, let's just see here, the, medium weapon slots, which are, there's a lot of good weapons in there for this type of playstyle. Let me go in and point out a few, just to, be more helpful, just because the dog isn't bad, but you need the right weapons on it. You can keep Telumbuses on it, I'm not even gonna lie. Telumbuses won't do that bad of a job. Orkans on it would be much better. Orkans are basically the better version of a Telumbus. They deal more damage, they have, they just overall deal more damage. They're a little bit more close range. However, yes, if you could get 4 Orkans, definitely put them on the dock. You'll do some huge damage, because the way the dock works is, he has an ability where he switches out his front 2 weapons with his back 2 weapons. So the way you want to play this is, like, use 2 weapons that deal high damage but take a while to reload. Fully use their canisters and then use the ability to switch out into the back 2 weapons, which are fully charged. It's very useful. Again, definitely put some Orkans on him. Maybe you want to put some Storms on him. You know what? Not even gonna lie. Maybe some Storms would be good. I'm not sure. Maybe a Wasp, because it shoots out its ammo all at once, so, like, you can get a couple of hits in. Yeah, but, like, you want weapons like that, weapons like, definitely the Orkans. You know what, I'll recommend Orkans for it. Orkans are a little difficult to get, at least for me, but, I mean, since I have 0 of them, and I've been trying, I don't want to spend gold on them, which is, like, I'm a little stingy with my gold, as you guys can probably tell. The Butch has the exact same ability as the Doc, however, it uses heavy weapons instead. making it already immensely more versatile. Whether you want a sniper bot who can fire 4 times, or you want somebody with juices locked in, or a close range brawler with like thunders and like you like something like that, right? Like Butch is pretty good. Butch is pretty good. You know, it's pretty good. Rhino, I have seen Rhino play before. When you activate assault mode, its speed is boosted and it moves in faster. However, it activates a physical shield. However, it loses the ability to use its medium weapons, so it'll only be able to fire its light weapons while in that mode. Again, Doc is actually a good bot. It can deal some pretty decent damage if you get in close range, and also it has ways to move into close range even if it's far away. It's pretty slow with only 23 kilometers per hour. However, its ability more than makes up for it. This is definitely a bot worth buying. I've never used the Carnage before, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Let's move on. The Leo, one of my favorite bots. It's 1 heavy and 3 light. At first seems like a weird combination, but it gives you a lot of versatility. For example, what I want to eventually put on my Leo is a Viper and then 3 Shredders, which would be unbelievably OP. However, I don't have them weapons yet. Currently I'm running a Viper and 3 Punishers. This bot is definitely worth buying early game, and if you build it up correctly and you use the right weapons, it can definitely survive you a little while into Gold League at the very least. I can't speak higher than Gold League because I've never been higher than Gold League. However, Leo is definitely a good bot to pick up. Fury, anything with 3... Oh, by the way, this is our first component bot, so you can't buy these bots normally or even win them from stores. You need to be able to build up components, which means you have to use your workshop and then just start spending silver to build up components, which is what I'm doing for the Outdone. If you guys don't know what that means, go check out my my last video on War Robots, so you guys can see me access the workshop. I'm not gonna go to that right now. Maybe I'll make another video for the workshop later on if you guys seem interested in this series. Again, I'm recording this before I'm recording this after before was the right word. Before the first episode of War Robots goes live, so I have no clue whether you guys liked it or not. So I was just making this video in preparation. I'm gonna post it. Just because, surprise guys, I probably didn't mention this in the video already, but I am planning on uploading on weekends too. We're going full daily. Hopefully it'll work out for us, you know. Maybe it won't. With my luck, it probably won't, but we're still gonna try. Now, the first component robot is a Fury. Three heavy weapons, 35 kilometers. Not bad. It's really not bad. It's actually pretty decent. It's also the first thing with 2 passive modules. So yeah, Fury's not bad. I mean, if you're gonna use something on components though, I probably wouldn't pick up the Fury. However, if you really want to, if you like the bot that much, yes, you can go for it. However, I wouldn't recommend it because when you get into components, it's really all about time. It's about what bot do you want to use over the other bot. Hover sucks, okay? The reason Hover sucks is the moment it gets in the air, it becomes a giant, it becomes a target. Everybody will start firing at you, and it doesn't have enough HP to survive. It's a fast bot on its own, and it's a good beacon runner, but it dies much too quickly. Its ability does not help it out. If it gained resistance, or maybe it gained stealth like the Outdone does, or something when it jumps, it'd be better, but it just doesn't. It's pretty poopy as it is right now. It needs some type of buff when it's in the air. Alright, Lancelot. I don't even know what that was. Oh, 1 second, everybody. I'll be right back. And I would love this thing loaded up so I can pause. Okay, bye. And we left off on the Lancelot, everybody. So, the Lancelot is a little bit weird. I've never played it. I've heard it plays similar to the Gala Han and the Gareth. I wouldn't know. Again, I've never used it, so I can't recommend it. However, I have seen some top players using it and praising it, so maybe it is a good bot early on. Again, I can't really give any recommendations or non-recommendations because I've never used it. Kumiho is a beacon runner early on. It's not bad. There's definitely better bots I would go for, especially if I'm using components, which you can't make an infinite amount of. There is a workshop limit on how much they're allowed to make per day. So, definitely would not use Kumiho. I mean, he's not bad, again, if, it's not awful. Its dash ability, I think it has 2 charges, so it can dash twice before having to, reload. When you use one, it'll take 5 seconds, and then that first one will already be back up. So, yeah, the Kumiho is not bad, but it's not. Really good beacon runner for early on. It's not bad. I really like the Strider, actually. If you get it some good weapons, the Strider is very good. And even if you don't get it good weapons, this thing can dash 5 times, okay? This thing is the ultimate beacon runner, even in Champion League, okay? I've seen players run this in Champion League, and it's insane. Strider is really good. See, 5 max charges. Strider is really, really good. I would recommend only if you have something to put on it. For example, cryo, rhymes, something like that. Some type of rockets, freeze rockets are probably the best option for it. Al Quinn builds in his energy weapon that automatically attacks selected target. I don't know. I really don't know. I think this bot gets resistance when it flies, so I think that's why people don't see it as bad as the Al Guan. I have no clue, though. That's not the bot we were trying to go for. I have no clue, though. Absolutely no clue. I've never used it, so I can't really give my recommendations. However, I've heard it's not awful. I mean, from what I've seen, it's not awful. It won't ever, compare to the Al Jun, but it isn't awful either. I mean, yeah, it's not awful either, but it's also not that bad. I mean, it's not good, it's not bad. It's like, if you want to get a flying robot for gold, go ahead. The Al Quinn is not that bad. It's much better than the Al Gong. Griffin. Okay, so Griffin. I have a Griffin on my team. I don't have any Orkins on my team, right? I mean, I don't have any Orkin Columbus combo, or like Orkin pins or whatever. So my Griffin sucks, okay? Now, that doesn't mean Griffin sucks in general. If you get specific weapons for it, you can make Griffin a beast, okay? And I'm talking full-blown beast. But my personal Griffin sucks. So, I would say early game you can get yourself a Griffin. However, unless you're planning on giving it the right weapons, it's probably gonna be the weakest on your team. However, if you do decide to give it the right weapons, it will be very good. The Raven is very good because it can jump twice. And when it jumps, it gets a 20% increase in damage as long as it's in the air. It's very good. I've actually seen it's very, very good. You know, you can make it's also very versatile. You can make it a sniping robot. You can make it a full-on like close range person, and if you jump, you'll deal 20% more damage, which it's really good. It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually decently good. Riker. I've actually been thinking of building one. However, I'm not sure when, since after I'm done with the Aljon, I'm gonna build a Loki. So maybe eventually I'll have a Riker on my team. His ability is he shoots out like this red bullet, and if it hits a person, it suppresses them, which makes them do, I think it's less damage, or they don't deal any damage. Yeah, temporarily reduce damage. So that person, whenever that person who got hit by the red bullet, immediately does less damage. So let's move on. Hellburner. I've never liked Hellburner. I think it's a stupid gimmick for you to be able to speed up. However, you lose HP while you're doing it. I feel it's stupid. However, I have seen players run it and absolutely use it for destroying meta bots. I'm not good at it. Maybe you guys would like the idea of it losing HP for speed. I'm not sure. Burst logging. I think this thing has a physical shield, which is right here, but it doesn't move, I'm pretty sure. So you have to move sideways to use the physical shield. It has 3 mediums. I'm not a big fan of this robot. However, I will be the first to vouch that a bunch of people do use this robot in Champion League and stuff. Algon sucks. Skip it. Skip it. Skip it. It only has 63,000 HP. It's like hover. The moment it flies, it doesn't get any resistance. It doesn't get anything. Reduces all incoming damage for the duration of the flight. Oh, it does get resistance. Okay, they probably buffed it then. It still sucks. It still really sucks. This thing is way too easy of a target the moment it starts to fly. It doesn't get, it's just bad. It's just bad. Just skip it, okay? If you want a flying dragon, get Aljun. Just skip this though. Inquisitor is actually really good. If it jumps, it gets camo, and then sorry, not camo. It gets invisibility until it lands back on the ground. When it's heavy and medium weapons, that makes it good for being a blurrer, so you can jump into the enemy team. You can use it. You can use this ability to get away, using it to jump out of the way. Inquisitor is very good. It's just a very overall very versatile bot and very good bot. Hudchi again, I've never used. I don't know how this bot works, so I can't comment on it. Cerberus is really, really good. Its blackout ability makes it very, very good. Its blackout ability is basically like the Riker's ability, except better. If you hit a person with a red bullet, it'll make them suppressed, so they deal 0 damage, or reduce damage, whatever one it is, because suppression just absolutely negates all damage. And not only will it suppress it, it'll lock it down so the bot won't be able to move. It's very good. With the medium and heavy weapon, the best setup I've seen for this is Calamity and the other 2 medium lightning weapons. I can't remember the name off my top of my head. However, Calamity's the thunder weapons are very, very good. Fusion is a very good bot early on. You definitely want yourself a Fusion early on. It will skyrocket you in amount of like... the Fusion used to be my strongest bot. The Fusion is an unbelievably amazing bot, especially early on. Its energy shield is OP early on. Falcon, very, very tanky robot, especially if you go with the traditionalist, which you need a pilot for. 3 heavy weapons. If you're only using the first weapon without activating the ability, you gain resistance. Like you have like better resistance, but however, if you activate its fangs out mode, you use all 3 heavy weapons in simultaneous fire. However, you lose the resistance and become a lot easier to kill. But when I say a lot easier, I don't mean like Gareth level easy. I mean you still are very tanky. Yeah, this video is already probably it's 26 minutes long. So, let's try to get, Al-John is very, very good. Very, very good again. His ability activates, and he, activates a built-in flamethrower, which, has corrosion on the flamethrower, and also it gets stealth when it flies, so it's very hard to hit when it's in the air. Bastion mode, I used to think this thing had an energy shield. I don't know why. When I found out it was a physical shield, I immediately realized how bad this robot is. Because it activates Bastion mode, which stops it from being able to fly, and activates a physical shield. But, like, since you can't, move. So since you can't move, you can just move, like, to the opposite side, to the different direction from where the shield is facing, and just hit it and kill it. Mercury, I've never used before, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Hades, okay, so Hades activates an energy shield, and then any and all damage that the energy shield receives, it will shoot it out in double. Wayland, it can heal people around it. Yeah, it activates stationary mode and begins to gradually repair itself and all allies. So it's a good healing robot, it's a good support robot. I can't really say much about it, or the Menders, just because I've never used them, but again, same type of, regeneration thing. However, this thing can actually still move while it's using its regeneration ability. Nemesis has the retribution ability too, which activates a shield, and then after the shield is over, it will fire, I think this one has rockets, I think. Built-in weapons. Okay, it just says built-in weapons, it doesn't say which one. But, it will fire basically double the amount of damage it's received from the shield. Pursuer, I've never used, so I would not be able to tell you. Invader basically jumps, and once it hits the ground, it will suppress everything near it. So it's I've never liked it. I've seen people play it and do very good with it as a Clone Strange bot. However, I've just never been proficient at it, so maybe it's just me. Aries, in my opinion, is the best retribution robot. It not only has 4 weapon slots, it is 4 weapon slots. It is very, very good at being able to deal double damage, because I'm pretty sure this is the, its built-in weapons are the laser blasts, which are very deadly. Okay, let's move on. The Bulwark. Okay, the Bulwark is our next, I think my screen is glitching out a little bit here. As you guys can tell, I'm trying to go a little faster here, just because our phone is on, 20%. So, we're trying to finish this video as quick as possible. Also, guys, it's obvious that we crashed, so we'll be right back when we're done. And we're back, everybody, and the person we left off was the Bulwark. He has a protection ability where he can activate an Aegis shield or a physical shield. The Aegis shield is like an energy shield, except nothing can penetrate it, not even energy weapons, which makes it basically an impenetrable shield where like you have to deal a specific amount of damage to it first before you can break it. I've never seen the physical shield activated on the Bulwark. I've only ever seen the Aegis shield. However, theory, you can activate both. I've never seen it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, but yes, it is a good, very good defensive bot. If you need a tank on your team, get it. The Fenn Wheeler is another tank. However, it's another tank that can deal some heavy amounts of damage, bro. Oh, Fenn Wheeler is a very good bot if you know how to use it. The problem I see most people run into is they always waste the shield. You only ever use the shield when you're, like, in the middle of reloading, or you're at low HP, so you want a second HP buff, or something like that. As you guys can see, our phone is about to die, so let's just get this over with. Loki has an invisibility. He has 2 modes. Defensive mode, his weapons go into, like, his weapons, like, deactivate. You can't use any of your weapons. However, you have infinite invisibility, and you have a speed boost. However, if you activate offensive mode, your weapons pop out, you lose your invincibility, and you lose the speed boost, but you can fire all of your weapons. So Loki is a very, very good beacon runner, as you guys can already know. This is the bot I'm going to get after the outdone. He's just a very good beacon runner, and very good at overall. Spectre is like the Inquisitor. It has the ability to jump and go invis. It's not bad. I mean, 4 medium weapons will make anything good. So, yes, it's very good for just overall bombardment if you have good weapons. Again, this is one of those bots where you need to have good weapons to put on it. Just any weapon is going to work on this. You need good weapons. Blitz is very good. Its breaking ability gives it a shield, and also it shoots out like a shotgun blast twice or 3 times. If you get hit by that shotgun blast, you will be suppressed. And not only will you be suppressed, it does some huge damage, that shotgun blast, man. I've seen that thing do like half HP if you hit all of the blasts. It's very good. And it's 4 light weapons, makes it a very good candidate for things like shredders or rhymes or something like that. It's overall just a good bot. Tier, I've never used this bot before. I've seen it used before, but I still don't completely understand it, so I can't really comment on it. Behemoth is one of the best bots in the game. I want me a behemoth, okay? I want me a behemoth with like 4 Avengers or 4 Vipers. Basically what Seed's mode does, which is his ability, he becomes stationary, meaning he cannot move, but he can fire all 4 of his heavy weapons at once, which is super good. Imagine like any good heavy weapon in the game, just 4 of them, and all of them are firing at once. It's insane. I guess my Punisher is done upgrading, but yeah, he's the only person I'm pretty sure with 4 heavy weapons that can fire all at once. Phantom has an ability where if it activates, like, when it first activates the ability, it drops a beacon on the floor. Not like a beacon at like your not like a beacon, like a capturable beacon, but like a beacon of light. The Phantom then gets resistance and a speed boost. When it activates its ability for the second time, it will teleport back to that beacon. So you can basically use it to like hit and run, like you can go in close, deal some damage, and then use it to teleport out. It's good. And Leech, which is the last bot, and it's the last thing been released. It's good. It's actually very, very good. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. Leech is, sorry, I'm not enjoying it a lot because I've never used it. However, I have been seeing a lot of people, like, panicking over how good it is. It's very good. Its ability would allow you to target an enemy like, opponent, and then, any damage you may receive is actually redealt to that opponent. So it's very good. But other than that, guys, that's been all of the robots and war robots. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video is a little bit longer, so if you guys enjoy the suffering of my phone's battery, hit the like button and use the comment section down below to either get in touch with me or your fellow viewers. I hope you've all also subscribed so you guys get notified when I upload again. I hope you guys have had a great day. If you haven't, I hope it turns into a great day, and I hope to see all of you tomorrow. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. Goodbye.